Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Bibbity Bobbity Books. My name is Ellie and this is going to be the last reading vlog of 2023. So I think this video is going to go up around New Year's Eve, so I just want to take a moment to wish you all a very happy new year. I really hope that 2024 brings you so much joy, and I also hope that you all had an amazing festive season. I hope that you had a fabulous Christmas if you celebrate it, and I hope that you are all doing well. And yeah, today I thought I would film a little bit of a reading vlog. We are actually travelling down to my family's for Christmas. We're currently up in Chester. If you don't know, we're kind of in between places, it's a whole thing. But we're currently up in Chester with my husband's family. We've had like a pre-Christmas Christmas, which has been so lovely. It's been really sweet catching up with them. We've dropped off the cats so they can look after the cats over Christmas. And yeah, it's been so sweet. They've decorated the whole place. So it's like a literal Santa's grotto here. There's so many lights in the garden. It's actually crazy, but it's amazing, and it's been so festive and fun hanging out with them. We had a little roast dinner last night and it's just been very wholesome. And today is Christmas Eve, and we are traveling down to my family's where we're going to be spending Christmas Day. And so yeah, we've just been packing up the car, doing last minute wrapping and all of those shenanigans that need doing before Christmas. But yeah, I thought I would start this vlog. In terms of my reading, I'm currently reading Krampus by Brom. I'm doing this as a buddy read with my friend John, which has been so fun. It's been so lovely getting to know John through this buddy read, and he's really brought some insightful views towards this book, and we've been having a lot of fun talking about the different themes and things within this book. We're both really enjoying it so far. We're doing 50 pages a day roughly, although I am a little bit behind, so sorry John. But life has been a little bit crazy recently. But yes, I will speak to you more about that in a little while, because we need to get on the road and get going driving down south. So yes, I just wanted to quickly open up this vlog. I think what I'll do is I'll throw you back to last night when my husband and I drove around the local area looking at the Christmas lights, because who doesn't like looking at Christmas lights? So I took some footage when we were out driving around, so I thought I'd share that with you now whilst we drive down south, and I will catch up with you when we get to my family's home. Hi everyone, so I have made it to my family's home down south, and I thought I'd give you a little bit of an update. So I think I mentioned earlier in this vlog that I am currently reading Krampus, the Yule Lord, written by Brom. So this is a book that I'm buddy reading with my friend John, and I'm currently up to page 150, so I've made quite a dent into this one, and I've been really enjoying it. It's a dark kind of folkloric fairy tale retelling that mixes folklore with Norse mythology, which is so cool. And the premise is that we're following our main character, who is a man called Jesse, and he is very much down on his luck, and he's recently separated from his wife who's left him for a more well-off man, and so he doesn't get to see his daughter very often, so he's very much down on his luck. And one day he sees Santa's sleigh fall from the sky, and Santa's sack of presents falls into his caravan where he's staying, and he gets his hands on this, and it's a magical sack, and basically when he reaches into it he can pull out whatever he wants. So any sort of present that he thinks of he can pull out from this bag, and so he thinks this is amazing. It's going to be a chance for him to prove himself to his family, because he's actually going to be able to provide for his daughter this Christmas. and so he's initially very excited, but ends up getting tangled up in this feud between Santa Claus and Krampus, and you're kind of slowly fed this backstory and this history between the two characters and this kind of ongoing feud between them. And it's so fun. It's really, really fast paced. The writing is so gripping, and our main character is so easy to get on board with because, you know, that whole sort of like down on his luck father figure trying to prove himself is just a trope that I instantly can root for. But a lot of the characters in here are morally grey. I really like how the author turns our expectations on our heads, if that makes sense. So basically, you know, the infamous Krampus character is known for being kind of evil, and Santa is obviously the jolly happy character that we all know about, whereas it's a little bit different in this story that I like. And he also weaves in there some Norse mythology as well, so it's really, really fun, this one. I've also been having a great time chatting to John about it, because this is definitely the kind of story where you can either take it at face value or you can peel back the layers and you can look into it a little bit deeper. And Brom is definitely using the genre to discuss certain themes. The main one that we've been sort of picking up on is the theme of old versus modern, and I feel like the characters of Santa Claus and Krampus are kind of embodying those different things. So Krampus is very much attached to the old ways, whereas I feel like Santa Claus is more representative of perhaps modern ways of thinking and kind of that consumerist throwaway type culture. So yeah, it's really, really fun, this one. It's been so lovely buddy reading it as well. So thank you so much, John, for doing this with me. So that was Krampus. I need to read my section for today. And then in the car on the way down, we also listened to some things on Audible. So we actually listened to the first couple of stories in the short stories collection by Stephen Fry, which is a Audible original. Highly recommend this because it's so well done. The production quality is fantastic. It uses sort of sound effects and things like that to make it a really immersive experience. And also Stephen Fry's voice is just like hot cocoa to me. It's so comforting and rich and just soothing. So it was really, really lovely listening to him telling some of these classic ghost stories. So we read the first 3 on the drive down here, which are The Legend of Sleepy Hollow and Lost Hearts, both of which I've read physically before, but it was nice to hear Stephen Fry performing those. And we also listened to What is an Illusion, which again was also a fun one. And then we switched it up a bit and we listened to a horror short story from a YouTube channel called Horror Babble, which I highly recommend. If you enjoy cosmic horror, I really, really implore you to go and check out this YouTube channel because they have some fantastic things on there. And this was like it was kind of like a found footage horror, but instead of found footage, it was like found audio. So it was presented as audio logs of this person who was trying to find out what happened to their grandfather, because their grandfather actually died and it was considered an accident, but our main character thought there was something more to it, and it was so creepy. I definitely feel like that would be a good one to listen to with headphones on because I think it would just make the experience even more immersive. But yeah, it's just like a classic sort of cosmic horror type story and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It made me feel really quite unsettled at times. So that one was called What Killed Grandad, and I will link the YouTube video down below if you want to go and check it out. Anyway, that was my rambly update. I am now going to go and watch a Christmas movie with my family, and then tomorrow we're going to go to the pub where The Holiday was filmed, which is so exciting. And we're going to go and see the actual little cottage from the movie, so that will be really, really cute. And yeah, I'll keep you updated with my reading, of course, and I guess I'll speak to you then. Good morning, everybody. Oh my goodness, it's really bright sat by this window. It is the next day and we're about to head out because we're going out for breakfast at the pub where they filmed The Holiday, which is really fun. It's not too far away. I think it's about a half-hour drive, and it was super, super busy and all booked up, and the only time that we could get to eat there was at 10, so we're going for breakfast. So we're gonna head off shortly, but I wanted to just quickly give you an update because last night I read a bit more of Krampus, so I'm now up to page 183. And I just wanted to say, please check out content warnings if you're going to go into this one, because the author doesn't shy away from some grisly stuff. There's definitely trigger warnings in here for abuse, for torture, all of that kind of stuff. It's quite gory and graphic, so please be careful before you go into this one. I just read a particularly gnarly scene but I am still really enjoying it. It's just so addictive. I could easily fly through this if I had more time. I could just sit and go through this whole thing really easily. But yeah, really enjoying this one. I'm enjoying that there's pieces of artwork in here as well. For example, this one here. So Brom's actually included some of his own artwork, which just adds to the experience as well. And I also quite like there is a little bit of humour in here, just to lighten it up a touch. So for example, we just had a pretty graphic scene, and then afterwards there was a really fun interaction between our main character and Krampus, and I just feel like that lightness is also needed in a story that is actually quite dark. So yeah, really enjoying this one. Anyway, I have now got to head out because we are literally about to leave. So let's go to the pub for breakfast. So we've just been in the pub where they filmed The Holiday, which is so cool. And now we are just mooching around and having a look at the cute little town because it's so sweet. It's like the most idyllic little countryside town. And yeah. Okay, so we've driven like 10 minutes up the road from the town that we were in, and we found the cottage that is from The Holiday. So it's the cottage that they based the cottage from in the movie. So I think they basically remade it and they remodeled it and whatever for the actual movie, but it was based on this cute little cottage that is here in this town, which is so cute. And we found it. Look, it's the cottage. It's so small in real life. Honeysuckle Cottage. Apparently you can stay there. It's now an Airbnb, which is really cool. I don't think I explained that very well before, but basically a few miles away from the town where they had the pub where they filmed The Holiday is the actual cottage that they based the cottage on in the movie. So in other words, they basically recreated that cottage for the movie because it was too small for them to use for the actual filming. So they remade it to a larger scale, and so that they could fit the cameras into the rooms and everything. But it was based on that cute little cottage that we found, which is so sweet. And yeah, now we're just mooching around. We found this amazing church up in the hills actually, and it's one of the most awesome churches I've seen. It's so gothic, and I just love that the graveyard is all like on the hills and going into the forest. It's so cool. Okay, so we just drove up the road a little bit further, and there's this place where they have all of these really cool sculpture things made from, it looks like driftwood or something. So cool. Look, there's like a dragon one here. How cool. Hello, so we are back from our little morning out and we had such a nice time. Just come home, made myself a cup of tea, and I think what I'm going to do is run myself a bath and do some reading in the bath because that sounds like the most cozy, perfect way to spend an afternoon. And also because my husband gifted me this, which is a cute little bath bomb from Lush, which is literally called Lump of Coal, which I think is hilarious. And I think it looks literally like a lump of coal, which just is amazing. Yeah, so it's literally like a glittery black lump of coal. I wonder if it's going to be coloured in the middle or if it's just going to be like black, but it's very cool. It smells amazing. It smells very like spicy and like patchouli-ish-y. And yeah, I'm excited. So I'm going to go run myself a bath and read some more of my book.
Everything is calm, now it's midnight. Everybody's sleeping, all is peace. And I'm still hanging round in a house that's filled with lights.
Hey everyone, so it's actually Boxing Day today. I didn't film at all yesterday because obviously it was Christmas Day and I wanted to spend time with my family and just be in the moment. Obviously didn't want to get out my camera, but we had such a nice day. It was really lovely to spend time with my brother, who I don't see that often, and my nan came over, and it was just a very nice relaxed Christmas. So we had such a nice day. I hope you did too if you celebrate it, or if you don't celebrate it, I just hope you had a nice day as well. And yeah, I thought I'd switch the camera on and give you a little bit of an update. Today we are going to be seeing some more family. We've got my granddad coming over for like a buffet lunch, and then I'm going to go see my dad this evening, so it's going to be busy. But I do want to also go to Waterstones because here in the UK Waterstones do a big sale on Boxing Day where I think a lot of their hardback books are like 50% off, so I'm very excited. So I might go and treat myself to a few books. I was very kindly gifted a few books for Christmas as well. I think I'm going to be doing like a dedicated haul video for those, so do keep an eye out for that on my channel. But I do want to show you a few bits that I got because I'm excited. The first one isn't a book, but it's book related, so I thought that you might appreciate it because it's so cute. It's this little tin which looks like a little book and it's filled with fudge, and it's got like an illustration of the flower fairies on the front. Look how cute this is. Such a sweet little gift, and it's perfect because obviously I can use the tin after I've eaten the fudge and it would just look really cute like on my shelves, so I'm very excited about that. And then I thought I'd show you this book, which is a bit niche, so I don't know if it would be, you know, for everybody, but I'm very excited about it. This is Critical Role, The World of Critical Role, A History Behind the Epic Fantasy. So I am a huge Dungeons and Dragons fan. Dungeons and Dragons is like a desktop role-playing game, and me and my husband play it with our friends. And this is a group of people who are all famous voice actors, and they publish their game online. So they stream or they put up their game on YouTube, and we enjoy watching them because they're all fantastic. They really get into the role playing, and of course because they're all amazing voice actors, they really embody their characters, and it's just so entertaining to watch them playing the game. So yeah, both my husband and I really enjoy watching them, and so it's so fun to have this book which talks a little bit about their story, about the people who are in this group, and it also talks a little bit about before they started publishing their games, which is really cool. And it's just such a lovely book. It's like a coffee table book, if you know what I mean, like a nice thing to just have out because it's got gorgeous like images and things in it, and it's going to be like the perfect book to just flick through and read. So I'm very, very excited to own this, and I'm looking forward to diving into it, and yeah, very exciting. And in terms of my actual reading, I haven't done a whole ton of reading because obviously I've been spending quite a lot of time with family, but I have read a little bit more of Krampus, so I'm now up to page 206 and still really enjoying it. Do check out content warnings, I think I said that before, because this is actually surprisingly dark, a lot darker than I was expecting it to be, but both John and I are really enjoying it. I also like how this has got some really lovely pieces of artwork. There's some nice coloured pieces like towards the middle, which is so cool. I really enjoy Brom's art style, and it's just nice to see the characters come to life. So that's so fun, although John and I were laughing because there's an illustration of Santa Claus in here and I did not picture him being quite so jacked. So we were just having a little giggle over that, but yeah, really enjoy these pieces of artwork that are included within this book. Still really enjoying the story and the characters, and yeah, I'm interested to see where this goes because I'm not 100% sure how this is going to end, and I'm intrigued to find out. So yeah, still very much enjoying that one. Anyway, I am now going to go out with my family and go to Waterstones and maybe treat myself to a book. And then, like I said, we've got more family time planned for today, so I don't know how much more I'll film, but I hope that you are enjoying this video anyway, and I guess I'll speak to you a little bit later.
The wise men keeping watch, now it's midnight, and though it's cold outside, we're staying warm, and the star will always shine. It's the season for all time, walking in our midnight wonderland. The fuss and hustle of yesterday's gone. Now let us focus on the holidays, having fun, coming together with the family and friends, a gift that's heaven sent.
Hi everyone, so I am now back in Norwich. What a whirlwind of a few days it's been. It's been so much fun catching up with family, and yeah, I am pleased to be back home now though, because I feel like I can relax a little bit now, because it has been a little bit frantic seeing everybody and just doing all the festive activities. So I'm quite looking forward to a reset now that we're coming up to 2024. But I just wanted to round out this video and let you know that I did end up finishing Krampus. So I finished this a couple of days ago actually, and I really enjoyed this one. No surprises there, because I feel like I've been saying that the whole way through this vlog. But I really enjoyed the main character Jesse and also Krampus. I feel like Krampus is definitely the star of the show. He reads kind of like a grumpy teenager and he's so unpredictable. Sometimes he can be quite loving, other times he can be really very ruthless, and I quite like that about him. It makes him feel like a real unpredictable powerful being. And I also really liked how naive Krampus was to the modern world. It made him quite endearing at times. There were moments in here that made me chuckle, like when he sees a TV for the first time and he doesn't know what it is and things like that. It just makes him quite an endearing character, and I feel like you can't help but root for him, even though he can be truly terrible at times. And I also really enjoyed his relationship with the other main character, Jesse. They have this kind of interesting dynamic between each other. They're both quite similar, I feel, in that they're both quite stubborn and they both don't like authority. They don't respond well to taking orders, and they just bounce off each other, and it can make for some really quite comical moments. So I really enjoyed that in this story. And yeah, I was just surprised in the way that this story read, because I was expecting it to be a little bit more whimsical. I feel like I had this conversation with John, who I was body reading with, and it was a lot darker than I was expecting and a lot more like a thriller. So a large amount of the story revolves around this thriller-like plot, because our main character basically ends up getting involved with this crime gang, and he ends up in a feud with this very dangerous man. And so it has a lot of real thriller elements, a lot of edge of your seat moments, especially towards the end. I feel like the pacing kind of lulled a little bit in the middle, but it really picked up at the end and it was hard to put down. And yeah, so it just wasn't quite what I was expecting, but I still really enjoyed this one and would recommend it to you. The only thing that I would say is I feel like parts of the humour in this book haven't aged that well. So I feel like there were some jokes and things that characters made in here that I felt were in poor taste, so just be mindful of that. But if you can brush past that, I think you'll really enjoy this story, especially if you like things that are dark, things that are a little bit different. And I just love the fact that this mixed in Norse mythology as well, because our main character Krampus was connected to the trickster god of Loki, and I feel like that's really reflected in his character as well, in the way that he is quite a trickster himself. And I don't know, I just thought it was a really interesting mix of things and just a really fun insight into Brom's mind, and I'm now very excited to try more of Brom's work next year. The other thing that I wanted to just quickly say is that I did end up going to Waterstones on Boxing Day, and I did treat myself to a few books with some money that I got for Christmas. So a lot of the hardback books in Waterstones were 50% off, and I made use of that, and I picked up 2 books I'm going to show you now. I'm going to do a proper Christmas haul video. I think that is probably going to be the next video that goes up on my channel, so look out for that next week. But I wanted to just give you a little mini haul now because, yeah, I'm excited about these new books. So I got 2 new hardcovers, both of which are sci-fi, because I feel like a big goal of me for 2024 is going to be to read more sci-fi, because it's a genre that I'm really intrigued by. And I have heard a few people talking about this and was really drawn in by the cover, I'm not gonna lie, and saw that it was 50% off and just went for it. So this one is The Ferryman, written by Justin Cronin. I think this might be a literary sci-fi, and it's written by the author of The Passage, which is a famous and well-loved sci-fi book. And I'm just going to give you a little read of the inside. So this one says, "The islands of Prospera lie in a vast ocean in splendid isolation from the rest of humanity, or whatever remains of it. Citizens of the main island enjoy privileged lives attended to by the support staff who live on a cramped neighbouring island where whispers begin to grow into cries for revolution. Meanwhile, life for Prosperians is perfection, and when it's not, their bodies are sent to the mysterious third island, a faculty named the Nursery, to be rebooted and to restart life afresh. Protector Bennett is a ferryman who shepherds the soon-to-be retired into the unknown. He never questioned his work until the day he is delivered a cryptic message. The world is not the world. These simple words unravel something that he has secretly suspected. They seep into strange dreams of the stars and the sea, and the unshakable feeling that someone is trying to tell him something important. Something is greater than anyone could possibly imagine, which could change the fate of humanity itself." I mean, come on, that sounds incredible, and I'm so excited to try this one. It's quite chunky, but I'm looking forward to it. And then the other book that I treated myself to is In Ascension by Martin McKynes. I'm really sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Again, a really striking cover, and I was drawn to it because it was longlisted for the Booker Prize of 2023. Again, I'm just going to give you a read from the inside. So this one says, "Lee grew up in Rotterdam, drawn to the waterfront as an escape from her unhappy home life and volatile father. Enchanted by the undersea world of her childhood, she excels in marine biology, travelling the globe to study ancient organisms. When a trench is discovered in the Atlantic Ocean, Lee joins the exploration team, hoping to find evidence of the Earth's first life forms. What she instead finds calls into question everything we know about our own beginnings." And then at the end it says, "Exploring the natural world with the wonder and reverence we usually reserve for the stars, In Ascension is a compassionate, deeply inquisitive epic that reaches outward to confront the greatest questions of existence, looks inwards to illuminate the smallest details of the human heart, and shows how, no matter how far away we might be and how much hope we have lost, we will always attempt to return to the people and places we call home." So yeah, I just really enjoy the fact that this is a sci-fi novel, but it's about exploring the depths of the ocean. rather than the stars and the sky. And of course there's so much of the ocean that hasn't been discovered yet and hasn't been explored, and it is just as otherworldly as space, and also just as terrifying to me anyway. I find like deep sea and things like that absolutely terrifying. So yeah, I'm so excited for both of these and I'm looking forward to picking them up in 2024. Anyway, I hope you all have a fantastic 2024. I believe this video is going to go out on New Year's Eve, so I hope that you have a fantastic New Year's Eve if you celebrate it, and I hope that this coming year is going to bring you so much joy and so much positivity. I'm really manifesting that for all of us. I've got a good feeling about 2024. Let's hope that it is going to be as good as I'm anticipating it to be, and I'm wishing you all so much love and sending you big virtual hugs, and yeah, I guess I'll see you next time with another video. Bye!